This news program is proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.
Appointment of new airports boss. Prime Minister Marape explained inflation in the country. And court hands down decision on Kompiam Ambum election petition. A very good evening. This is National Emtv News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. Minister for Transport and Civil Aviation Walter Schnobelt today appointed Dominic Kaumu as the new acting managing director for National Airports Corporation after the resignation of the former acting managing director Joseph Quintao.
Minister Schnobelt told the press today that through the National Gazette number G1005, Mr. Kaumu is now appointed as the new acting managing director for 3 months. He said Mr. Kaumu have been given specific instructions to advertise for a permanent position.
I want to assure the public and all stakeholders that consistent with the Civil Aviation Act 2000, an acting MD or Chief Executive Officer is now Mr. Dominic Kaumu.
He further assured the government and the people of Papua New Guinea that the aviation safety and security is of paramount importance.
It belongs to the government and the people of Papua New Guinea. I have been given the mandate as minister responsible to take carriage and to be in charge of all this entity under my responsibility.
Newly appointed acting managing director Dominic Kaumu comes with a wealth of experience in the aviation industry, having over 40 years of experience in commercials.
That's critical because you need to work with a team. I need the next couple of days to understand exactly where things are. I'm not an expert in everything. Like the minister said, plenty of times I believe me some yes, me too, by so too.
The minister also urged all NAC management staff members to work closely with the new acting managing director for the smooth flow of this important government entity. James Guken, National Emtv News.
Meanwhile, former CEO and MD for the National Airports Corporation, Rex Kiponge, in a press statement highlighted that he was arrested by Police Commissioner David Manning without any cause when no proper procedures were being followed. Kiponge said he successfully won his case in court, and the NAC board met on Friday, 8 December this year, and formally reinstated him to serve his full term in office. The increase in price of goods in shops is part of the inflation experienced across the globe, says the Prime Minister James Marape. Marape revealed to the media that Independent Consumer and Competition Commission has been advised to inspect shops that might take advantage of such situation.
Marape explained to the media yesterday that the increase in prices of goods is due to the external inflationary pressure, highlighting that the government is focused on making sure inflation is below 5% and urged citizens to share the burden.
Price of goods are increasing. Globally too, it is increasing. You look at Argentina, inflation is 160%. Inflation in Argentina. Our inflation average is around 5%. The administration before me, where I took over from, inflation average was 6 to 7%. But we acknowledge that inflation is an issue. We live in an exposed economy, interconnected economy. We import inflation also. Domestically, we are an import-dependent economy. And so in the midterm to long term, we're working for food import replacement and others. But in between now, we have to help our people. And so we tried our very best to keep inflation below 5%. At all costs, or in and around that margin, and we worked, especially at the small wage earning Papua New Guineans. We've lifted the burden. Today they take home additional 70 kina. We hope that covers for that additional price. I know it is not sufficient. They carry the load, but we, as responsible government, we've lifted the non-tax paying threshold to 20,000. What it effectively does is a new calibration of tax calculation for personal income tax starts at a 20,000 floor.
Marape revealed that the consumer watchdog, the ICCC, have been advised to do inspection to business houses engaged in price gouging.
Companies who are increasing prices in these times unnecessarily, and ICCC have been informed there need to be policy. So we support the economy. There needs to be a price increase. If the price is increasing, it must increase that commensurates inflation and not super profit that some companies may want to pursue.
Meanwhile, Marape announced that by 2027, the government will tap into remodeling various tax structure that will be the best in the Pacific Highland region.
Not just personal income tax, but remodeling corporate income tax and personal income tax structure. That will be one of the best taxation regimes in the Pacific and in our part of the world. So that is something that we must do, but up till today, all of us must carry the load.
Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
The national government, in a recent parliament sitting, promised to provide 1 million jobs come 2027, a promise that has raised serious concerns, particularly for hundreds of degree holders that have graduated and are currently unemployed and still in search of jobs.
As taxes rise, the price of goods and services are also skyrocketing in almost every shop or supermarket, and university and college graduates are also, in the other hand, struggling to find employment in the country. Its CPIC Governor Alan Baird said the government's 1 million job promise is yet to get results.
This government made a huge promise to the people of Papua New Guinea when MTDP4 was launched. We promised them 1 million jobs by 2027. 2023, we have still received no report on this floor about how many jobs we've created.
Kit Dixon, a first-year student at the University of PAU, also shared his thoughts on this.
All graduates from universities and colleges, they have the diploma or degrees, but they cannot find jobs in the country. Why display Muglakama Big Blatumas?
As the number of unemployed college and university graduates increase, parents are trying to understand why their children cannot find jobs after graduation.
Pamanini government you start please. You concern law school education, you talk fame, school fee, me bla concern and bla fame. But all finishing school now come out, please. If like in look or slow money come out law, grade 12 or uni or kind about if like in Pine job.
While this is so evident today, could this be a challenge for the national government to live up to its promise of providing 1 million jobs for Papua New Guineans? And what does this mean now for educated Papua New Guineans who are still in search of jobs? The future of their employment status is still uncertain. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
Meanwhile, the government's continuous promise for 1 million jobs by 2027 to Papua New Guineans has sparked concerns of parents and young people in the nation's capital.
Today, MTV carried out street interviews at Waigani in regards to the government's promise on the 1 million jobs creation for Papua New Guineans. Parents of unemployed graduates, young and concerned college students spoke about their concerns on this.
You know, come up in one block walk yet. Still all picking block walk yet.
Graduates from universities and colleges, they have the diploma or degrees, but they cannot find jobs in the country.
Best boy me before last year, graduate stadium, Tongai Stadium, I mean finding work.
In relation to the political aspirations of the government, a call to create jobs for ordinary Papua New Guineans is paramount. Francisca Anania, National Emtv News.
Election petition against the member for Kompiam Ambum electorate, Sejon Pundari, was held today at the Waigani National Court before Justice Joseph Yagi. The Court of Disputed Returns handed down its decision on the trial date and venue on this election petition for Kompiam Ambum electorate. This is election petition 16 of 2022 between Peter Yakos and first respondent Sejon Pundari with second respondent the Electoral Commission of PNG. The issue of the fixed venue and trial date was discussed by the petitioner Peter Yakos and the first respondent Sejon Pundari today in the Court of Disputed Returns at Waigani in Port Moresby. Justice Yagi flagged that it was the court's requirement that the trial date and venue is fixed between all parties. Upon arguments by all parties, Justice Yagi handed down his decision that the trial date is to be held in Wabeg on March 2024. Moreover, the court also noted that there was an issue with the recent Lagaip election petition trial in Wabeg and is uncertain if the election situation in Enga province have improved or not. Hence, Yagi stated that there is always room for parties to apply for an application to intervene if the circumstance changes for the trial venue in Wabeg. Therefore, all parties are to return to court on Friday, the 15th of December, to discuss whether there is an issue with the decision handed down today by the court. National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National MTV News. Law and order issues is a cross-cutting issue that have accumulated over the years. These are the words from the Prime Minister, James Marape. Marape then revealed to the media recently on some of the plans to combat law and order in the country.
Funding to address law and order seems to increase in the national budget, yet law and order issues continues to increase on the other end. Prime Minister James Marape says law and order is a cross-cutting issue that have accumulated over the years, highlighting that it is the number one threat faced by the country. Marape reiterated that the government is looking into different sectors to address this issue.
We know it's the number one threat facing us, and we are looking at from multi-sectoral approach. When some of you saw our MTDB4 targets a million jobs, and yesterday I announced to Lowy, in my address to Lowy speech, that our definition of job creation is not 8 o'clock to 4 or 6 job or 7 o'clock to 5 o'clock job. We define job as meaningful economic engagements by our people.
He says the root cause to addressing law and order is to get people engaged in meaningful activities. Marape reiterated that he will be working closely with the lenders to make borrowing more flexible for citizens so they can engage in SME.
The money continuously set aside for SME allocations, and we've been also allocating money. And right now, there's something new that we've introduced called the State Equity Fund, to partner those who want to do business in our country, especially Papuanians who want to go out to pioneer business activities at a mid-scale or in the upscale level. So
Marape revealed that the government is working on to ramp up its efforts to combat law and order issues.
We want to handle law and order as it is happening in our country, and we're stepping up. But I don't want to go down this path. I believe our people are good people. We want to fix our court system at all levels. We want to fix our police enforcement system at all levels. And we want to ensure that there are enough economic opportunities available for our citizens to participate throughout the length and breadth of our country. So
Prime Minister Marape also added that the other main cause is the disengagement of youths and highlighted his plans to get the youths engaged in the economy.
You've matriculated to grade 12. Our church pastor has nominated you are a good person of good value, good character. We pick you, we send to go and work in Australia. Australia continues to open up seasonal workforce engagement, and we're embarking on additional training in Australian education institutions for properly skilled Papua New Guineans in some areas they would need also. So a lot of program running, sometimes this year.
Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister James Marape yesterday stated that while he understands the concerns raised by mainstream media in involving the covering of international events that are of high importance, he also urged the media to write transparent reports and be diligent in reporting and not to be biased. He made these statements after he was asked why mainstream media is not involved or invited by the government to attend international events to cover for news purposes on location and to do balanced reporting.
In a press conference yesterday, Prime Minister James Marape, who had returned from Australia after attending the 17th edition of the PNG Mining and Petroleum Conference in Sydney, was asked why the mainstream media was never really involved, nor asked to accompany departmental heads such as ministers, including the Prime Minister, and their delegates to attend and cover international events that may be of high importance, where the messages or news can be relayed back to the country for the citizens to absorb, to be informed, and to be aware of what the government and the country is doing when it comes to bilateral agreements signed off offshore, business deals, agreements and opportunities, and other important agendas that would benefit the country, and also to give the media the opportunity to do balanced reporting. In response, Prime Minister James Marape also highlighted that while the opportunity to take mainstream media to attend such high-level meetings overseas, other bilateral meetings still persist. Mainstream media has also been on the spotlight by the national government on misreporting and disseminating false information, particularly the print media.
We expect you to do the right thing. Last time when Post Courier Road put up the list of people traveling, if you care to investigate properly, 70%, if not 80% of those on those lists never traveled. So you have a care of responsibility to also not believe in everything that you want to write, but recheck again. It's your country as much as it's my country.
During the conference, it was also highlighted that there is a fine line between public relations and journalism, stating that public relations officers write down a press statement accompanied by some footages, as opposed to journalists who may be on the ground to collect first-hand information as certain events may unfold, and so as to writing balanced reports for the benefit of the wider population, so that accurate news and information is disseminated.
And so we take those advice on board. We will try to tidy that space so that 2024 we bring journalists with us and not PR agents with us.
Marape has assured the mainstream media that starting next year, this is something the government will take into account. But Prime Minister also asked the media to also be diligent in their report writing and be transparent and getting both sides of the stories, so as to double check and confirm before news is disseminated and distributed for public consumption. Godwin Eki, National Emtv News.
Puma Energy has been a dedicated partner in the development of PNG for close to a decade now. As part of its commitment to PNG, they have embarked on moving forward with a $150 million worth of investment program in the future. This initiative is geared towards boosting rural detail, and an integral aspect of their strategy is to ensure that the benefits of their presence are felt even in the most remote areas. This was Hulala Tokame's comments at the 17th PNG Resources and Energy Investment Conference and Exhibition in Sydney recently.
Tokome also announced Puma Energy's commitment to harness the clean energy such as solar power in their refinery, a move that aligns with their dedication to sustainability locally and globally. Puma is also actively engaged with GGGI and CCDA in carbon initiatives which they have established in other parts of the globe, which they look forward to implementing in PNG. Tokome stated, as Puma Energy looks forward to the future, they also recognize certain short-term issues such as the FX issue and unilateral closure of Puma's accounts with BSP on the 8th of March 2023 that has affected the company's operations. However, despite these challenges, Tokome remains confident that Puma Energy is enthusiastic about the future of PNG and will continue to be a significant contributor to the growth of the country. Gladys Kila, National Emtv News.
A memorandum of understanding on ICT cooperation has been renewed by Australia and Papua New Guinea to work collaboratively to improve digital connectivity. This MOU will see Australia and PNG work as partners to enable the digital economy, ensure digital safety and build capacity for the ICT sector in Papua New Guinea. The MOU was signed by Australian Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Regional Development, Communications and the Arts Secretary Jim Betts and Secretary Department of Information and Communications Technology Stephen Maitano. The General Secretary for the Purari Development Association Inc., Roy Evera Jr., said major developments such as the Papua LNG project has come in without respecting land boundaries and rights of the local people. He made these statements during the media conference of PDA regarding the ministerial determination of landowners in the Papua LNG project areas yesterday.
The people of Baimuru district have been subjected to political interference in the past through the Purari Hydro Dam and PNG LNG project. Hence are now prepared to defend their rights as the landowners of Papua LNG project area in the Gulf province. It was emphasized that Section 3(1) of Oil and Gas Act clearly defines project area landowner as the customary landowner or the registered title holder.
Prime Minister talks about leave no child behind. In this current landowner determination that the minister has done, he has left half of Baimuru, in fact, 75% out. How can you talk about leave no child behind when you have left them behind? PDA has taken back Baimuru for its people.
Mr. Evara questioned the timing of the ministerial determination that has given disgruntled landowners to appeal within 28 days.
Now, when you look at the judicial calendar year, it's going to close on the 22nd. Giving the people and landowners who are disgruntled, you're talking about simple people. People who don't know how to go and look for lawyers. People who don't know how to write affidavits. People who don't know how to represent themselves well. You are asking them, and the minister is smartly telling them on TV, if you have any problems, go to the National Court and file judicial review proceedings. You must be out of your head. You have no sensitivity. You have no sensitivity of the shortcomings of your people.
Evara made it clear that the people of Baimuru are not against the development, but while they welcome the development, they also want to be recognized as the rightful landowners and want the government to acknowledge them accordingly, as they have followed all legal requirements to be registered title holders of the Papua LNG project area. Malinta Yopolo, National Emtv News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister James Marape yesterday assured the landowners that the government will meet with them to address landowner issues in early January 2024.
If there are some disputes on feeling that they've been left out and they are legitimate, the due process that MRA will handle will run its course. And December, January, we're still meeting all our landowners. We want to, I give you assurance, we want to conclude landowner issues at the very earliest. The development forum process has not been completed. We have collected all the position papers. And early in January, we will assemble all the landowners in respect to the positions that they've established.
And now taking a look at the Nest Fund market report, the Kina closed unchanged at $0.2685 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina was buying $0.2610 $0.3952 Australian dollars, €0.2342 euro, 37.61 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed higher, cocoa closed higher, copra closed lower, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading lower, copper closed lower. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading higher, the All Ordinaries is trading higher. National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. The National Capital District Commission has taken a bold step forward to promote gender equality and women empowerment when launching the NCDC Gender Equality Strategy 2024 to 2027. This makes NCD the first sub-national government to have a provincial strategy to promote gender equality and women empowerment in the country.
The NCDC Gender Equality Strategy 2024 to 2027 will see the creation of a Gender Equality and Women Empowerment or GEWE section in the National Capital District Commission's Community and Social Development Division. This section will specifically oversee services to women and girls in the city and seek to raise awareness on the importance of gender equality and the need to uplift women and girls so they can fully contribute to the goals of the city and the country as a whole. NCD Governor Powes Pakop commended NCDC for coming up with this strategy, saying such strategies can be very effective if the national government is serious about gender equality and implement it at the national level.
In terms of GVV, the one or two single factors that can make a difference, and I want to emphasize this today, is that if our government, all of government, we take ownership of our own policy, the policy that we put together, of course with the support of our partners, but we put together and formulate it and adopt it.
Governor Pakop challenged NCDC to take the lead in implementing the strategy.
Let's take this seriously in the commission. We walk the talk. We get all our employees to sign up to honor this national policy. Make sure it becomes part of our code of ethics, part of our terms and conditions of employment, and we encourage or ask all the other government departments, provincial governments, to also do likewise. That will really make a difference.
NCDC City Manager Ravu Frank says NCDC will take on the challenge to implement the strategy.
Move other than the city, and I want to assure all stakeholders, directors as well, stakeholders that NCDC stands prepared to deliver the outcomes we've started and will continue to ensure that we will stick to the strategy and deliver the outcomes and also ensure that our city, Port Moresby, sees the importance of women and encourage women to participate equally as men. Thank you very much.
Edson Kuso, National Emtv News.
A new e-learning facility was launched recently for Ono Primary School in Usino Bundi District of Madang Province. The Education Minister Jimmy Uguro and the Secretary for Education Dr. Uke Kombra officiated the launch.
Minister Uguro told students that the e-learning facility will help enhance active and independent learning whilst granting access to countless information online. During the graduation, he announced that the primary school status would be changed to high school next year. The event coincides with the opening of a new double classroom, which the school board and the management had utilized the government's allocation of tuition fee-free funds to construct. James Guken, National Emtv News.
Madang Provincial Administrator Frank Lau has been cleared by the Madang District Court of misappropriation charges laid against him by the Department of Education. Mr. Lau was charged with 12 counts of misappropriation but had the charges struck out after police failed to provide evidence for the prosecution to proceed further with the case.
The matter was brought before court on the 16th of November, but the police prosecutor failed to provide evidence. Senior Magistrate Fridolin Kambibel then adjourned the matter to the 12th of December and told prosecution to have the files ready by then, in which they have not. As a result, Magistrate Kambibel struck out the case and ordered police to refrain from further prosecution on the matter. Lawyer representing Lau, Johnny Kolkia, explained why Magistrate Kambibel made the ruling.
Public service must stop focus to work program and employees baron so dilagan something come up now affecting plant is something down the line and point them out or something low talk program judgment program time dismissing the case strike him out the charge.
Mr. Lau was charged and arrested for the alleged misappropriation of over 168,000 kina belonging to the Flexible and Open Distance Learning or FODE program under the Education Department on July this year. The misappropriation charge was filed by the Education Department in 2018 when Lau was working with the World Bank as the project accountant overseeing the FODE project. Edson Kuso, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break with Trukai Sport. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Talks on Papua New Guinea's National Rugby League bid continues as Prime Minister James Marape maintained that PNG was still putting a business case to be the 18th team in NRL.
During the 17th PNG Resources and Energy Investment Conference in Sydney, Australia, Prime Minister James Marape stated that in a nation of diversity, PNG have been given consideration for a team in the National Rugby League. He said the National Rugby League chairman Peter Vlandis has given PNG a fair consideration, allowing PNG to put a business case without anticipating the outcomes of the step-by-step procedure that may be involved. Andrew Abdo, NRL Chief Executive, while highlighting PNG's desire for rugby league, says amongst many other agendas, a push for the Kumuls to be granted a license to become the 18th NRL team is of some importance as well. Recent reports stated that Australian Rugby League Commission and Australian government are reportedly discussing a bold expansion project to base the NRL's newest team out of Port Moresby. During the Pacific Championships competition, Marape spent time with the NRL executives who were impressed by what they saw. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is also backing the move and has reportedly tabled a package which would see 60 million Australian dollars per year injected into the country over 10 years. Louis Maingu, Trukai Sports.
The Solomon Islands government has thanked the government of Papua New Guinea for its invaluable support in ensuring the successful hosting of the recent 17th Pacific Games in Honiara. This message was conveyed by the Solomon Islands High Commission office in Papua New Guinea.
The Solomon Islands High Commission acknowledged Papua New Guinea in its firm commitment by providing funding support for the construction of the Solomon Islands Football Federation Academy that will play a pivotal role in nurturing the football talents of the nation for years to come. PNG's effort in the security operations of the Games were also acknowledged, pinning a spotlight to the deployment of police officers, along with intelligence support, which has significantly contributed to the smooth and secure conduct of the event. Furthermore, it has been highlighted that PNG also play a crucial role in facilitating the entry and exit of a large number of visitors by providing technical support and personnel to the Solomon Islands Immigration Division. This assistance was instrumental in ensuring a seamless experience for all participants and visitors. The Solomon Island government also congratulated Team PNG for their outstanding performance at the Games, winning a total of 105 medals, 29 gold, 37 silver and 39 bronze. Equally commendable is Team Solomon's breaking record achievement of 80 medals, 12 gold, 37 silver and 31 bronze. These accomplishments underscore the talent and dedication of the athletes from both nations. Louis Maingu, Trukai Sports.
With the third round of NCD Governors' Cup underway, anticipation is building as teams compete for victory, adding to the intensity and excitement of the competition.
In an interview with the president of Oola Rugby League, Kambi Igiman, at EP Oval at Oola, he provided an update on the ongoing Governors' Cup in its thrilling third round. Igiman expressed satisfaction with the tournament's progress, highlighting the smooth execution of matches and the high level of competition on displayed on the field today.
Game 1 on Monday, Game 2, Game 3 now this weekend. After this the rounds, Gero, Ola, Maribarex, but then Wegenin, this all them by me game after round 3 finish them. Bomba Saligo Landlo, game director at Biliaki now, but finalize him all, final of playoffs now, and then over which up running Bomba running finishing. Yeah.
Kambi further expressed gratitude towards the NCD Governor Powes Paco for the continued support in the rugby league community.
On behalf of all rugby league, me to a big thank you, NCDC Governor Powes Paco. First time Governors Cup and now big prize money over 300,000. Hopefully, you miss get a cup prize and then plate bowl. So now this year I'm looking so you make a spoon fork one time again.
As the Governors' Cup progresses, rugby enthusiasts eagerly await more action-packed matches with unforgettable moments to be unfolded as the matches continues throughout the festive seasons. Louis Maingo, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours in the southern region: Port Moresby City, partly cloudy with possible showers. Daru, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kerema, cloudy periods with few showers. Alatau, partly cloudy. Papondata, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. In the Momasa region, Lay City, cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Madang, Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy periods with few showers. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kavieng, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with few showers. Kimbe, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Buka, partly cloudy with brief showers. In the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka and Kundiawa, cloudy periods with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi and Wabe, cloudy periods with few showers.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Wednesday, the 13th of December 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.